kooky, OMG, you've totally got to meet my mate James, he's literally insane kind of way. He'd not seen anyone else in a long time. Not since getting eaten by that cloudy, pixely thing. He'd turned up here in some kind of cage. He'd gotten out, but it had taken a long time. James liked being alone. No one to insult him or question his unique disregard for Newtonian laws. Hey Jimmy, where are you going? Up? Idiots. The little red guy looked confused. His cage was a lot smaller than James's had been. James decided to find a way to help. Maybe they'd be friends. Thomas had no idea why he was here. One minute he was with his friends, the next he was being freed from a cage by a green guy with a nervous laugh. He knew he had to get back to them. His turquoise hero seemed uncomfortable. Thomas imagined he'd feel the same way if he fell upwards all the time. If he didn't know better, he'd have thought James didn't want to meet everyone. Wondered why the cloud thing had brought them both here. This was working. James and Thomas working together could get anywhere. James didn't seem to understand the immense ability he possessed. grudgingly helped Thomas to each portal. He knew that eventually they'd find the others, and then he'd go back to being the weird one again. He decided to enjoy the time they had left. Even want to spend time with James? Was he not repulsed by his weird colour? Did he not care about his inversions? Time being. Leaned her wizened head back and laughed. Ha 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 ha! The quadrilaterals were apparently after some friends of theirs. How petty an adventure. She spoke in terms she could only hope they might understand of the fountain of wisdom, the channel through which all data flowed. Sarah could leap in the very air itself. She was like an eagle or a flea. Or more like an eagle. She had vowed long ago that she would know this world. She would know what this world was. And she, Sarah, would know how to escape it. Red one, who spoke wisely for a lesser, offered Sarah their help, so long as she then helped them save their friends. He said that he too had wondered at the secrets of this world and would quite like a go on the wisdom fountain. That was okay. Sarah marvelled at his foolishness, but accepted his help. Wondered at the possibilities of the outer world. She had heard legends of a third dimension. Perhaps she'd encounter one of those curves the blind square had spoken of. Single jump each? These were truly weak creatures. They possessed heart, though. Sarah might consider taking them with her, if they were up to it, which they were probably not. Close. Sarah sensed the presence of the fountain. Just one more portal to go, and then she would have the knowledge. And then escape. Thomas looked at the glowing beam. That list he'd been writing seemed pretty petty now. This was all knowledge, all of it, right in front of him. He was sorry Sarah couldn't step into it too. He could tell she felt the same way, from the shouting and the screaming. Thomas was connected to the internet for 12 seconds, and he had seen everything. He'd seen the cat who couldn't spell, he'd heard of the arrow through the knee. He felt there was probably a thing called cake, but that it was a lie. Knew where they were. He knew what they had to do. He hoped the others would understand. They were just beyond the next portal.